feeling my little spring background I have here. I'm just trying it out to see if I like it. I'm not really sure about it, so you guys let me know some tips. What can I do with this? Is our 1 year home update, and I have some tips and things that I enjoyed and what I learned from owning a house within our first year, first time home buyer. Tip number 1 is do not cheap out on things. Trust me, it works out better if you go ahead and put the money in up front. That way you don't have to like go back and buy other things or fix things that's broken because you decided to cheap out. Like, this is your home. You should take care of it, and you just don't cheap out. It's not a good look. When we first moved into the house, they had some electrical issues. I looked on this app. I can't remember the name of it, but I looked up this app, and they have like electricians in the area that will come out and do the home. He worked in our house for like over a month trying to get everything. He's like, the wires are bad, it's an old house, you know. Then one day he finally just didn't show up. I found out that he wasn't a real electrician. We had to hire a real electrician from a company, and he charged us to go back behind the previous electrician. So it actually cost us more than getting it done the first time. So that's tip number 1 for me, is do not cheap out on certain things. Another thing I learned was it takes a while to decorate. When we bought the house, I thought I would have this house decorated within the first year. In some of the rooms, I don't even have pictures up because I'm literally looking for the right picture. I don't want a cookie cutter picture that I can get out of Home Goods. No shade Home Goods, I love Home Goods. But I don't want a cookie cutter painting. I want everything to be unique and different and represent us in our home. So finding those pieces are taking longer than I expected, and that's okay. It's a work in progress. So I don't know why I thought everything was just gonna be done and perfect the first year, and saving up the money because everything is a lot more expensive than I thought. So yeah, everything is not done the first year, and that is quite normal talking to other people. I would suggest hiring an interior designer. An interior designer would be good for certain rooms, such as like your master bedroom, your living room, just to make it easier, because it can be very overwhelming, especially with us. We live in an older home, so we really have to make it ours and update it and bring it to our taste. Having that interior designer can bring ideas that maybe we didn't even think about and make our house a home. One thing about buying a house is if something goes wrong, you have to fix it. Unlike I'm used to living in my apartment and townhome where I can just call the landlord if something goes wrong. But with the house, it's up to me, up to us to get it fixed. And that was definitely a struggle because, believe it or not, even if you're in a brand new build, your first year in your home, you're gonna have problems. Thankfully, even with our older home, we haven't had much problems. The only thing we really had to get fixed for our first year is the hot water heater. But of course, it always went out in the most inconvenient time, or like 8 o'clock at night, trying to rush to Lowe's and get a hot water heater, and then trying to get that installed. Having a house, you quickly learn how to do it yourself. We got so many estimates, and we end up doing it ourselves after comparing the price that they charge us to do it, and we're like, we can do this. Example of when we moved our washer and dryer into the garage. I'll have that video here for our garage makeover. We did that ourselves, and it saved us thousands of dollars to have that moved from, our washer and dryer was originally in the kitchen and we moved it to the garage. So we ended up putting the hot water heater on our own because it was gonna cost us $800 just to install it. So we learned how to do that on our own. We were able to put that in, which saved us that $800. And we also did a lot of DIYs in the house that saved us a lot of money. So being a homeowner, you get creative, especially when you're on a budget. When buying a house, make sure you look up the school zones. When we bought our house, we forgot to look up the school zones, but thankfully we have some great schools in our area. So that was a plus, but don't forget to look up the school zones, especially if you're planning to have children or you already have children. School zones are important. You want to look into those schools that your children will be going to. Our realtor taught us this tip, and that is meet your neighbors. We live in an older neighborhood, which I really love, and Before we even bought the house, we walked across the street, knocked on the door old-fashioned way, and introduced ourselves and told them that we were interested in buying the home, and asked questions about the neighborhood, like are there any HOA fees? How were the old neighbors? How's the neighborhood? Is it quiet? What do they like? How long they've been living in the neighborhood? Kind of did an interview of them before we even bought the house. And then when we bought the house, it made the transition a little easier because they've already met us, they know who we were, and when we had questions, we were able to go to them. They were very open and nice, and it made the process of moving in much smoother. So for our first year in the house, everything is going smoothly. We have so many updates that I am excited to share with you guys, and I can't wait till we get started. Overall, our first year in the home has been a great experience. I love living here. At first I didn't because I wasn't too in love with the home, but now that we're updating and getting things exactly how we like them, it's very fun, especially buying an old house and getting to change it. It already has so much character, and changing it and updating it the way you like makes it really fun for me, for us, and it creates bonding time for us when we're doing our projects. We have so many more projects to come, and I'm gonna take you guys along with me. We're gonna be doing our kitchen, bathroom, our master bedroom. So look forward to those videos coming soon. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.